Now we here, now we here. Now we here, now we here. Now we here, now we here. Now we here, now we here.
Hello, guys. How are you? If I'm looking away, it's because I am reading all of the comments on my computer instead of on the phone. But yeah, ask your manifestation questions. Let's get everything out in the open and then get everything answered. That way you can get back on your journey, back on your feet, back into motivation if that's what you're looking for today. So let's dive right into this. Ask your questions, whatever it is that you're going through, or any feelings that you're processing, or if you got questions about like self-concept or hypnosis or your specific person or any desire at that. This is where we are going to do a Q&A to get everything answered. That way you can get back on your feet and feel like you're actually going to get your manifestation. Start to actually embody that version of you. Okay? So this is a safe space. Let's let everything load up real quick. I just want to say thank you guys for being here. I truly appreciate you guys and all the new followers. If you haven't been here before, I don't go live that often. I want to. I'm going to get better at doing it. But thank you for being here if this is your first time here too. And all of these lives are being reposted onto my YouTube channel, which is linked in the bio. So if that's something that you're interested in and watching all of these lives, then you can go check that out as well. This one will be uploaded probably on, I think I do it every Saturday, or I try to if I have the content. Try to upload it every single Saturday on my YouTube channel. So say if you have to leave this one for a little bit and then come back to it and your question didn't get answered, it will be on there. That way you can get the answer or re-listen to it over and over and over again. Okay? So, let's see here. Letting everybody join in. I'm seeing everybody liking the video, liking the live, everybody joining. How is everyone? How's everyone's Sunday going? Excited to be here. It's been a while. Baby Cup, I feel that he is just using me. Okay, if you're in that state and you're creating that assumption that SP is just using you for whatever he's using you for, that is just an assumption. That does not mean that that's true. You decide what is true. So based off of your experience, you're giving it the meaning that that's what he's doing to you. But if you were in the identity of the version of you that's fully secure, that knows her worth and her value, knows that she is good enough for someone to show up above and beyond, to be there in support and love and just be all in, they wouldn't have that assumption that they're being used, right? So what would be the assumption instead? And it's starting to contemplate the story within your mind, starting to think like this new version of you, starting to feel like this new version of you, starting to behave like this new version of you, starting to assume and believe in new assumptions and beliefs as this new version of you. So who would this version of you be if you stopped assuming that they were using you and just supporting you and loving you and wanting to be with you and committing to you and it's just there for you out of their genuineness? Wanting to be there with you, just wanting connection with you. How is that version of you different than the version that you are currently experiencing and feeling about this situation? What's her perception like? Once we start to contemplate and tune into this new identity, then that's when you will start to perceive your reality and perceive their actions differently. Then they'll start showing up differently. Your 3D will begin to match who you are being. So right now you're in the mindset of being used, which if you're used, then that's in the victim mentality, right? Sorry to say it, but that's what it is, that you aren't good enough for someone to just be genuine and be there for you. That they're just using you for whatever you have to offer, right? So we want to change those beliefs, change that thought pattern and the perception that you have about what you are experiencing in your 3D. Then because you are starting to focus on a new version of you, you will experience a different reality. Does that make sense? Yeah, so Baby Cup, if he doesn't want to, spend time with you, and as long distance, again, that's you got to tell the story of what you do want, All right. It's just your perception. Doesn't mean that it's true. You get to decide what is true. I love how you say SP is getting all of the thoughts instantly, because they are. And it's up to you to decide what they are thinking, right? So if we're in the place of desperation, or we're in the place of lack, or feeling like we're chasing them, or obsessing over them and what they're doing and who they're with, and obsessing over, oh my God, I want this person, it has to be them. If it's not them, then I'm not going to be able to live on with my life. Then they're picking up on that. They can feel that desperation, right? So that's going to push them away. That's a lot of pressure that you're putting on them to be this knight in shining armor, to be so amazing, and they don't feel good enough for it, right? So that's why they're reflecting back to you like, I can't do that. I can't be that one and only for you. I can't fill your cup every single day. I can't make you happy, right? You have to be the source of your happiness. So that's what they're reflecting back to you. Now, say if you actually start to work on your identity, choosing new beliefs, embodying the version of you that is chosen, that is good enough, that knows her worth and her value, knows how amazing and irreplaceable you are. And you start to have that self-talk, new thoughts. You're starting to feel differently, starting to find more things in your life that you're happy and grateful for, enjoying your life again, moving forward in your life again, finding your own bliss and happiness again. And once you start doing that, then the roles reverse and they start obsessing over you. They start thinking about you because they realize, hey, I'm just so attracted to this person. I can't replace this person. Like, they are the one for me. This has been my person the entire time. Like, they're just so magnetic. Like, look at them thriving in their life. Like, I want to thrive with them. And they start to reflect back and then come in pursuing you because you're allowing them to finally. You're no longer pushing them away, having your hand out, pushing against them, being resistant. Now you're just allowing them to come in. All right? But you are always co-creating with them. So it's what you're putting out, and then they will reflect back to you. And then once you start to really embody yourself, this new version of you, new beliefs, new thoughts, new behaviors, and really just invest in yourself and take the attention off of I'm trying to manifest them, and I'm actually just manifesting myself and a better version of me, a happier, more whole, fulfilled version of me. Once that starts happening, then the tables turn and they start obsessing over you. They start thinking about you. They start contemplating their life without you and how they want to spend it with you because their life isn't fulfilling without you, right? So all the things that you were going through, they're now going through because you've worked on yourself. And now they want to level up and become a better version, just like you wanted to level up to become a better version. So then you can finally get your happily ever after. Well, the same goes for them. They want to start healing. They want to start growing. They want to start feeling good enough for you, right? But you have to allow them to do that. That's why it's a very natural process as your manifestation is unfolding, because they have to naturally begin to think and feel like this version that is good enough for you, that can actually give you your happily ever after. Right? So they're changing too, just like you're changing in this process and you're becoming a better version and you're leveling up and you're changing your beliefs and your perspectives about life and about yourself and about the relationship that you want. They are going through that as well. Okay. Coaches say that you are doing something wrong. Okay. Well, we're never doing anything wrong. We're always manifesting perfectly. Now, are we manifesting what we do want, or are we manifesting what we don't want? That's the only thing, right? So are we focusing on a story that's unfavorable, or are we focusing on a story that is favorable? Are we focusing on a version of ourselves that has it, or a version of ourselves that is in lack and doesn't have? It's just contrast. Who are you choosing to be, and how are you choosing to perceive and react to your reality? And if your reality is showing you contrast to what you do want, then that just shows you, based off your reaction to it, if you're feeling triggered by the things that are not going your way, then you're not being new self. It just shows you, hey, I'm holding on to some beliefs that aren't favorable. I'm holding on to some thoughts that aren't in alignment to my new story. I'm holding on to some perceptions and some behaviors that I wouldn't have if I was new self, if I already had my happily ever after. So that contrast is just showing you and reflecting back to you, you're not being new self yet. But at this moment, as soon as you are aware of that, you can decide, okay, this is how I would handle it. If I was new self, this is how I would behave. This is how I would react. This is the thoughts I'd be thinking. Would be the beliefs I'd be believing in. And once you start to do that in that present moment, you're instantly shifting into that reality, and you're instantly, quote unquote, doing everything right. You're focusing on the story of what you do want instead of giving attention to the story of what you don't want. But you're always doing it right. It just might not be in the focus and the attention of what you do want. That's what's so funny about manifestation. Everyone's like, am I doing it right? Yeah, you're always doing it right. But is your focus where you want it to be? Or do you feel like you're still not in control of your thoughts or your emotions or your reactions? Because if that's the case, then we need to look at ourselves a little bit deeper. We need to take the attention off of the actual manifestation and again, start to manifest ourselves, start to invest in ourselves. That's what this whole journey is about. It's not about the manifestation in the physical 3D world. That's where we're training ourselves to detach from and to release. Yeah, of course, when the manifestation comes in the physical world, it's very validating. It feels really good. And, you want to be excited about it. You want to play with your reality and your 3D. But when things aren't going good, look at it from the same way. Like, I don't need it for validation. Regardless, I'm going to be focusing on me. Regardless, I'm going to be feeling good if it shows up, if it doesn't show up. And then what's ironic about that, the paradox, is when you stop caring about it, when you get to this place of just detachment, feeling so good within yourself, in that place of having, you've given it to yourself internally so many times that you just feel like it's inevitable. It has to happen. It's the next logical step. That's when it shows up. But you've already given it to yourself so many times that you're detached. You're like, awesome. Like, that's cool that it showed up, but like, pretty neutral about it. Like, yeah, I'm excited, but it's more just like a proud moment for yourself, Again, it's just like the next logical step. It's like it's always been there. That's the best way I can explain it. It's like it's always been there. I don't remember a time where it wasn't. All right, so you've been manifesting your SP for a few weeks, and a wrong ex ended up reaching out. That's the wrong perception to have. Okay? So, for one, you're focusing on time. I've been doing this for a few weeks, and I'm not seeing the results that I want from the specific person that I want them from, because I'm still in the mindset that I'm doing this to try to get something instead of doing this just to make myself feel better, just to become a better version of me, just to have better beliefs, just to have better thoughts, because it feels way better when I'm thinking more highly about myself, when I'm focusing on a better identity. Instead of going into that, you're looking at it from the wrong point of view. Or you could be looking at it from a better point of view. I can't say wrong. So the fact that another ex came in is showing you things are shifting and moving. You don't have resistance towards this ex because this is somebody that you don't want. But the fact that they came in shows you it's possible for an ex to come back. It's showing you that it's possible for them to choose you, right? Because you've been doing the work on yourself. So it's coming in through the path of least resistance and showing you, hey, you're on the right track. Continue doing what you're doing. But from the point of view that you're standing at right now, it's the wrong ex. You're looking at it like you did something wrong. Like you're not doing it right, but you are. So you gotta change your point of view about what's happening in your reality. We're not waiting for our reality to change or for that actual person to come in. It might feel like that in the beginning, but you'll be so wrapped up in your internal world, so wrapped up in your own life that you don't even care if an ex came back, that you don't even care if the specific person came back. You'll be detached. Yeah, it'll be exciting for it to happen, but you're not going to be labeling it and giving it the meaning, but it was the wrong ex. You won't care. You'll just look at it and be like, cool. That means it's working because that ex wasn't coming back. That ex wasn't showing any interest. Then all of a sudden, I started focusing on myself. I started to do affirmations or whatever technique. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting movement from someone else in my reality, someone else from my past that at one time I had lots of love for and that had lots of love for me. And now they're coming back? Do you think that that's a coincidence? No. But do you see how negative your point of view about it is? So are you really truly new self? Are you really truly looking at your reality from a new point of view? Because the way I'm looking at it is no, you're not. So I would say continue to tell the new story. Give everything in your reality meaning that it's working and that it's actually adding to your investment in yourself. It's also showing you that it's working. Start to really look at the meanings that you're giving things. And is it coming from more of a negative, woe was me, I still didn't get what I want? Or is it looking at it from a powerful sense of I didn't have this before and now, it's not a coincidence. I started to focus on these new stories. Now all of a sudden even old exes are coming back. Even though I don't want them, it's still validating and feel good to know that I'm chosen, that they're coming back. If I can do it with that ex, then I can do it with my specific person. Start to look at that and the meanings that you're giving things in your reality. Of dreaming of SPs mean that the subconscious is impressed. Yeah. I mean, you give everything meaning in your reality, okay? So our dreams represent our internal world. So if we're processing different emotions sometimes, or we're doing reprogramming work like through like hypnosis or listening to affirmation tapes, you might notice that your dreams are a little wonky or a little more heightened emotions, right? It might be looking like things are going the opposite way in your dreams. And the reason why that's happening is because it's clearing out those old beliefs and the emotions that are tied to those beliefs. It's clearing out the old stories and experiences and memories that we once had where we had an emotional reaction. Because if we're reprogramming ourselves, then it's not what's just stored in our subconscious mind is not just a belief. It's the memory and the experience as to why that belief was created in the first place. And the way that a belief is wired into place with those memories is the emotional reaction that we had to it. That's why manifestation is about manifesting a different feeling state where we'd feel different about things, right? I'm not saying just emotions, but overall feeling. Confidence is a feeling, right? It's not an emotion. But confidence is also a belief that you have within yourself. So that's what I'm saying as the example. But if you begin to do this process and you're, letting go and processing the emotions, the old memories, and really just allowing yourself to be a new version of you, then you might notice that your dreams start to shift more in alignment with what you do want. And then you're creating experiences with your dreams in a different feeling state. So you might have a dream that's really, really vivid. And it makes you feel so loved by your partner, by your specific person. It makes you feel like they're pursuing you, right? It really makes you feel confident in your knowing that they're coming back. Well, guess what? You just impress that through your dream because of the vividness. It's how you know things are shifting and moving. But again, if you're still having negative dreams, that's okay too. It means that you're processing. So your dreams are just a representation of your internal world, okay? And you give it the meaning. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Did you have good emotions? Did you have bad emotions? Did it remind you of something from your past that was unfavorable? Or did it remind you of the power that you have within yourself? I'm just going to summarize it there, okay? When you're manifesting and the opposite showing up and you feel it's done, then it's how you are looking at that quote-unquote opposite showing up. Are you reacting to it? Are you feeling triggered by it? Is it making you feel powerlessness? Is it making you feel like you aren't going to get what you want? Is it making it feel like you're going backwards and confused? Because then that's how you know what state you are in. That's how you know if you're in the knowing and unwavering to your 3D circumstances or unwavering to your 3D, fully detached. Or if you're still giving your power away to the 3D, still focused on all the stuff that you don't want when that contrast shows up. So the other thing that you should know is if you are in the state, you'll be looking at your 3D, noticing, that's not what I want, but that's okay. It's going to clear itself out. I'm not even worried about it because I'm going to continue focusing on what I do want. I know this might be a little weird, but I still know I'm going to trust that I'm going to get exactly what I want. And I'm going to continue telling that story regardless of my 3D is looking like. I'm not going to react to it. Yeah, some emotions, some fear might have came up when I first saw it. Kind of shocked me. But I'm still going to be stable. I'm still, level-headed about this. And I know I'm human, so I'm going to have emotions. But I'm not going to sit in those emotions. I'm going to allow myself to play in my imagination. Those are the two different perspectives when something opposite in your 3D begins to show up. And I'll give you a perfect example, and I just made a video about this. But I was manifesting money, large sums of money, right? Manifesting a huge level of success in my business. And as soon as I started to do my own hypnosis sessions on it and reprogramming my subconscious mind, which I had a lot of resistance towards, everything in my world started going completely sideways. My dog got sick, and that was a $1,500 vet bill that didn't have the money for. I had to borrow it. My dishwasher broke, so had to get that fixed. My hot water tank started leaking, so had to get that fixed. We had a tornado touchdown in my town, which we've never had one before, and it destroyed my canopy, and my gate got ruined, so had to fix those things. That was extra money. I'm trying to think, there was something else. I don't know. There was a whole bunch of other stuff that just kept coming up, and I kept shelling out more and more and more and more money that I didn't have and or was borrowing money, right? So then once I was experiencing this stuff at first, yes, I got a little whoa, this is chaotic. I don't get it. But then I was able to snap myself out of it. And instead of feeling fearful or questioning or doubting or oof, that's a lot of money. How am I going to figure this out? And stressing over it. And initially I did. I'm not going to lie. First reaction to all of this is, fuck, I'm stressing now. I don't have the money to do this. And I just, fuck, what am I going to do? Right? Totally honest with you guys. I'm human. So I had that reaction. But then afterwards, I sat back and I was like, you know what? I don't have to stress. Do you think it's a coincidence, the fact that I'm manifesting more money and I'm manifesting a bigger level of success in my business, that all of a sudden this stuff starts going haywire? No, it's not a coincidence. So then I just started rolling with the punches. Whatever the 3D was throwing at me, even though it was opposite and it seemed like I was just giving away my money instead of, having the level of success and money that I wanted in my account, I started to just roll with the punches, whatever the 3D was throwing at me, and I just started laughing at it. It became laughable at this point. Because then once I hit that level of detachment, not allowing or reacting to the 3D and allowing the 3D to control my reactions or to control my emotions or mindset, once I took my power back, then it all just wrapped itself up in a bow and left. It's like the chaos never even existed. It's like it never even happened, which is so funny. And then that's when things started to really unfold for me in a more favorable way. Okay. So again, it might look like things are going opposite compared to what you do want, but it's your reaction towards the 3D. And yes, again, you might have that initial human response of the shock and the confusion of, but this is opposite. But then looking at it and be like, yeah, it's opposite. It's showing me contrast because it's making that desire for my end goal to burn even brighter. Makes me want to be this new version even more, to really hone in and focus on these new beliefs, to really hone in and focus on my new emotional state, to really hone in and focus on this new identity. That's what the desire is there for. Not only to show you that you can have it because it exists in another timeline, that's why you desire it, but that desire becomes stronger and stronger when you feel the opposite, because it allows you to really start to get clear on what you do want. Right? So you use it to your advantage when something like that happens. So I'm just saying, the opposite completely cleared out once you, for me, especially once I detached from it and stopped giving it the meaning and stressing myself out over it. So, and by the way, my dog's completely fine, as if he never even got sick. The canopy actually is getting covered under insurance, so don't even have to pay for that. The fence is fixed, and that didn't cost me anything. Plus, I got a better fence, or the gate, whatever. I'm trying to think how it's everything else. The dishwasher, that was an easy fix, even though I was stressed about it. Easy fix. And I think that was it, right? So yeah, everything just, it's like it never even happened. And then my actual manifestation actually was unfolding. Is it true that every time that you think about someone, they are thinking about you? Yes. Yes. And I covered this earlier, so I'm not going to dive in too deep on it. If you do want to, get the answer to this live will be uploaded onto my YouTube channel every single Saturday. When I do have content, I post the lives on there. So you can rewatch it. YouTube's linked in my bio. But as far as thought transmission, yes. And we are co-creating. So as soon as you start to embody that version of you that already has the manifestation, that is in the feeling state of like love and harmony and balance, and just version of you that already has the manifestation, that is in the feeling state of like love and harmony and balance, and just my car has been at the shop for a month already. And what should you do? All right, so if your car is in the shop, go to the end. If your car was now out of the shop, what would you be thinking? What conversations would you be having? You'd probably be calling up, your maybe your partner, maybe your friends, maybe your parents, saying, I know it took them a month, but I'm so glad that they figured it out and that everything, worked out, and now I'm driving it. And actually, I'm going to come over right now and show you the bill for everything. It actually didn't cost as much as I thought it was going to for them having it for a month. But now, the car's driving fine. I just took it for a spin around the block. There's no more issues. Be having those conversations, right? And probably hearing people respond back to you like, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you got your car back. I'm glad that it didn't cost you as much as you thought it was, and reflecting back to you everything that you just said, right? Just saying. So you want to go into that thought pattern. You want to go into the belief that you're prioritized, because the version of you that's prioritized, they're going to get that car in and out because they want to prioritize your wants and needs. They want to make sure that you're taken care of. Right? So go into that belief. What would it be like if you were prioritized by the shop or by anybody in your reality? Right? And then stop telling the story. Well, that's just how, the automotive shops around here are. There's always a wait. There's always they're always backed up and it always takes forever. And then I ended up having to take it back. Stop telling those stories and tell the story of what you do want. And then you'll start to feel the relief of having your car back. And as soon as you take the attention off of not having your car, and you just drive around in your mind, have fun within your mind, be grateful for the fact that you're still able to get around town, where you got bus systems, taxi systems, Uber, you got your parents, you got your friends. Either way, you're getting back and forth. It might be a little bit more of a hassle, but just be grateful for the fact that you have what you have, as far as going back and forth wherever you need to go and having things, even if you're getting groceries delivered to your house. Again, be grateful for that service, because we didn't have that so long ago. That everything is just working out for you and taking your attention off the lack, and then that's when it manifests. Okay? And this goes for any single one of your manifestations. It doesn't matter if it's manifesting, the car, manifesting a specific person, does not matter. You had a dream that your SP said that he loves you. Well, that's awesome. It felt weird. Okay, so if you're getting a reflection back, even in a dream, and it feels weird to you, then that means it's not a consistent part of your belief system yet. You don't believe that it's fully 100% possible where it's going to be a consistent thing where they're saying that they love you. So if you were waking up every single day, your SP was telling you, I love you. Like, I'm just so in love with you. You're such an amazing, beautiful, wonderful woman. Like, I'm so happy to have you by my side. I'm so happy to face life with you and to go through life with you. If that was a consistent part of your conversation pretty much every day with this person, it wouldn't feel weird. It would feel normal. So maybe start having the inner conversations of them saying, I love you. Genuinely, I just love you. I love you for you. I love your smile. I love your eyes. I love your personality. I love how you're always there for me. I love the way that we talk to each other. I love how I'm able to be vulnerable with you and just say that I love you. I love how I feel around you. I love your energy. Start to, do that and have that conversation to where it becomes a normal part of your day internally. Plus saying, I love you to yourself, looking yourself in the eyes in the mirror. Okay? Saying, I love you. That way you can start to familiarize yourself with what it would even feel like to hear that. What it would feel like to feel that and experience that. Okay. Oh, if it meant weirdly familiar. Yeah, again, if it's familiar to you, then that means that that's you're tuning into that reality. It should feel familiar. Okay, I don't know why I can't say that word, but that's how it should be. Even if you haven't heard it from them, it should feel like that because that'd be normal, right? But still do the things that, I suggested in the beginning. Baby Cup, is my comment not showing? I think I answered your comment. Unless there was another one, I'm pretty sure I know for a fact I've already answered a couple of yours. Let me go back up and see if I missed another one. I'm not seeing it, Baby Cup, your comment. Any recent ones, I've already answered the other ones. And if you missed them, then this video will be uploaded to my YouTube channel on Saturdays. So, yeah, I'm not seeing it. Sorry. Apologize. Scroll back up. Thank you for all the likes, guys. I definitely do see them. I know I don't always announce it, but thank you for the likes. I'm glad that you guys are liking what I'm saying and all of that fun. Yeah, so Baby Cup, if you want to put your comment back in, and I'll see if I can re-answer or answer it if it's something I didn't answer already. So, yeah, so if you just did it, I didn't get it, so something's being blocked out from TikTok. So maybe try to reword it. You had a dream that your SP was desperate to talk to you. Yeah, I mean, again, dreams are just a representation of the identity that we are choosing to be and the reality that we are tuning into. Okay, guys? So you give your dreams meaning. Whatever you want to give the meaning to, or whatever feeling it gave you, if it's a positive feeling, then run with that. If it wasn't a so positive feeling, then it's just give it the meaning you're processing. You're letting go of that. But if it was by the sounds of it, it was a good dream, go on with feeling good. Okay? I don't want to get hung up on dreams, because, I mean, dreams are just a manifestation of their own. Our thoughts are a manifestation of our beliefs. Our beliefs are a manifestation of our identity. Everything's just a manifestation if it's physical or non-physical. So that's all that the dream is. Technically, you've already manifested it. Of course, he's desperate to talk to you and want to be with you. That's what you're manifesting. So it makes sense why that's happening in your dreams. Yeah, so if it's a good dream, run with it. Alrighty, thanks for the likes. For everybody that's watching, guys, this video does get uploaded to my YouTube channel if you want to go follow me over there. That way, if you did miss any of your questions being answered, or you just like to, sit in on other people's questions and get the answers without even having to ask, all of that will be up on my YouTube channel. And if you guys haven't already, you can get my free Embody the State workshop. That is also linked in my bio. And all that the workshop is to help you train yourself to think, feel, act, behave, believe as a new version of you. It breaks down exactly how you do that, gives you examples. And again, it's totally freaking free. So utilize the resources that are there. Saw your video. You say when you don't care about SP, that's when they come in. Never said it like that, for one. Obviously you will always care, but you'll have like this attitude towards your 3D reality that you don't care. You don't care what your 3D is showing you. You don't care what the reflection is because you're so in tune with this new version of you. You're so in tune with your fulfillment of the desire. You've been giving it to yourself over and over and over again. Then you will start to perceive your reality through the lens of, I don't care. I'm detached from whatever the 3D is showing me. If it's not showing me what I want, I don't care about it. That's what I mean by when I say I don't care about SP. Okay? Or like if you're feeling like you're disinterested in them, or like you're losing feelings for them. That all comes from the place of detachment. Because now that you're valuing yourself and you're feeling good enough about yourself, you knowing your worth and again, your value, then you take them off the pedestal. They're no longer your end all be all because you know that you are your end all be all. You know and value yourself so much. You think so highly of yourself that you know you can have anybody. So you take them off the pedestal and you're putting yourself up on the throne. So you get to this place of detachment, of letting go. of the need of the validation from your 3D because you've been fulfilling yourself. And it does represent like a feeling of, I just don't care. I'm just laid back. I'm just going with the flow. I'm just enjoying my life. Right? That's the feeling. And then they do come in because you've been fulfilling yourself. And if you're saying, well, I've been in that place of I don't care and they still haven't manifested. That's not a place of I don't care. You care for the fact that they haven't manifested. You're still noticing the fact that they haven't manifested. You're still noticing your 3D is still not what you want it to be. You're still in lack. See how it just comes down to perceptions? Just want to cover that. That was a great question. I'm glad you brought that up. That way you can clarify everything. You guys have to understand, it's kind of hard to break down in depth in like a 2 or 3 minute video of everything, every last detail that anybody could nitpick and perceive. It's hard to break that down to cover all bases. I do my best so then people don't end up confused, but come on, my goodness. It's hard not to care. Again, you're not trying to force yourself into not caring. I guess I'm using the wrong word because I guess it's too aggressive of a word if I say that you won't care about your person, right? It's not the fact that you won't physically care. It's not like I love you one day and now I hate you. I don't want anything to do with you. It has nothing to do with that. If you're finding it difficult to not care about them, it's because you're trying to not care. And not caring comes from detachment. When you've given yourself something so many times and you're just feeling so good within yourself, you're just enjoying your life, you've moved forward. I won't even say moved on because that's not what it is either. But you've moved forward in your life. You've changed your beliefs. You've been having maybe inner conversations or doing your affirmations and you really just feel like you have it. Like you're already in your fulfillment. You're already living this life. You're already feeling the love. You're already feeling the happiness. You've been giving everything to yourself. You tend to not care and it comes so natural. Everything about manifestation is natural. If you're trying to force yourself into not caring, you're trying to force yourself into detachment, trying to force yourself into letting go, that's force. That's not natural. You get what I'm saying? So what we have to do is take a step back, putting the focus all on us, giving us the love and attention and validation that we're trying to get from our specific person. Because again, it's not the specific person that we necessarily want or need. Right? It's the emotions. It's the feeling that that person is going to give us. That feeling of safety and security, that emotion of happiness, that emotion of love and joy, that passion, that romance, that chemistry. That's what we think that that person's going to give us. So if we start to give that to ourselves, we become so disinterested in our 3D or disinterested in the old version of them because now we've started to entertain a new version of them, a new version of our reality, a new version of us. Okay? Does that make a little bit more sense? You shouldn't be trying to force anything or trying. It's not a trying process. It's a very, very natural one. How to change a third-party situation? Well, stop trying to change it. That's it. Take the focus off to the best of your ability. I get you're human, okay? I get that you're human. It's probably hurting your feelings to see, your person with someone else. Does not mean that they're happier with that person. That's just a perception, okay? So the fact that you are perceiving your reality and experiencing your person choosing someone else and not choosing you, that's one belief. You're not chosen. How about that person? It seems like they're prioritizing this third party and doing things with them that they weren't doing with you or committing to them when they weren't committing to you fully. Okay, that's the belief being reflected back to you that you're not prioritizing, that you're not good enough. You're not enough for them to commit to. So those are 3 beliefs right off the bat that you should be working on, right? Then once we're working on those beliefs, who would you be now that you are good enough? That now that you are prioritized, now that you are chosen, what would your life look like? And start to contemplate your behaviors, contemplate the thoughts that you'd have if your person came to you and was like, I don't know what I was thinking. That third party was ridiculous. It just made me want you even more. It made me value you even more. Like, it's hilarious that I was even entertaining her. Because you're the one I wanted this entire time. Actually, I was doing it to get you jealous. I was doing it to make sure that you still cared. whatever, right? Just go into the story that would help you believe that this is true. Help you believe that you are a new version of you, investing in yourself, taking the attention off of the 3D circumstances, because that's all it is, and starting to embody the version of you that has it. What would be the thoughts? What would be the feeling? What would be the beliefs? What would be your behaviors? It would not be checking and obsessing over the third party to see if they're together or not together, to see if they went on vacation together, to see if they're whatever. You wouldn't be doing any of that. You wouldn't be stalking either one of their social medias. You wouldn't even be talking about them. You'd be moved on from that, right? If your SP standing by your side, fully committed to you, you wouldn't even be talking about the third party. You're glad that she's gone. How about the feeling? You'd be feeling the relief, right? Feeling grateful that you guys have overcome that part of your relationship and now better than ever. Your perception would be completely different. You know what I'm saying? So now go into and contemplate that life now that you have what you want. Contemplate that version of you. Contemplate that version of your person. Contemplate what it's like to overcome that once so big challenge, and now you defeated it. Now you've become victorious over it. What would that be like? To know that you manifested your happily ever after and that they chose you in the end. They committed to you in the end. What's that like? And play with that. But yeah, guys, I'm probably going to hop off now. I've been on for a little while. But if you do want help with anything, check out the links in the bio for coaching or hypnosis services. Hypnosis is a way for us to reprogram your subconscious mind. Not something I do to you, something that we would do together, working with the beliefs and choosing new beliefs. So that's just a quick way to be able to reprogram your subconscious mind. Again, if you guys haven't already, follow me on YouTube. That way you can rewatch this live, plus a whole bunch of other content. And also the free Embody the State workshop. Okay. But if you are enjoying these lives, I'm going to do them more regularly. If you are a new follower, I'm glad that you were able to join and ask any questions. And guys, I will see you next time. As always, you got this.
Hey, bottom, hey, now we here. Hey, bottom, hey.